see this real quick. Full cage.
Yes.
Dude.
Hopefully a little safer than we used to be.
That is what it needed.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back again to the KSR YouTube channel. We're here today at the shop and we're gonna put in some time on the golf cart again. I wanna go ahead and get the brakes fixed for Garrett, get the wheelie bars unbent, and I think we're gonna add a little more safety to the thing just because the front roof section was damaged when it fell over on its side during the wheelie. So we're gonna fix that, see if we can get that, make it where this thing's actually able to go out and have some fun with and not be totally scared for your life. So all right, so before we get to work on the golf cart, I'm gonna take it out for a spin and do a brake test on it. So I'm gonna use the GPS on my GPS speedometer on my phone, make it going 30 miles an hour, click it into neutral, and then hit the brakes as hard as I can hit them and show you guys just how long it takes to stop from 30 miles an hour. It's gonna be a pretty good ride as far as the distance, and I think it'll kind of give you an idea of either how brave or how crazy Cleetus is, because he took this thing 100 miles an hour with it in its current condition right now, and I didn't really drive it much until after the event was over and after we fixed it, and I was a little concerned for the situation. So we're gonna fix that today, and like I said, we'll get working on that and get some things done. Got some fun stuff here in the parking lot today too. Shoved the Viper out, and then Travis drove his hot rod truck down here. What's the thing on the back?
Parachute.
Why does it need a parachute? Is it fast?
To keep people from tailgating me.
It's kind of fast. This thing is amazing. All right, so hopefully that you guys got a pretty good idea of just how terrible the brakes are on this thing. I decided to do the test from 40 miles an hour after doing it from 30, just so you get kind of an idea just how bad it was to stop. So I tried to hit the brakes as close as I could to right here at my shop driveway, and from where I was here, you know, you saw in the video, it went all the way down to the stop sign. And from only 40 miles an hour for something that only weighs, you know, 1,000 or 1,100 pounds, that's pretty terrible. So I might even check to see on Google Maps just how far that is. And we like it though, it's good fun. Anyways, let's get to work on this thing. right, guys, so we got the cart back in the lift, and we're gonna fabricate a brake pedal for it. Gonna take out all the old stuff, originally just for the time crunch. While I was gone back up here with my kids during the build off, they had cut a piece of bar and clamped the master cylinder for the motorcycle on that little piece of tube, and the way it was routed, it just seemed like it kept getting air in it instead of it being horizontal, mounting it more vertically, and just that was part of the reason why the brakes were terrible. And then we've also got the front mount on the caliper done. I've got some shorter bolts coming, and then I'm going to make a mount for here and probably tie it up to there. So a little overkill doing 2 braces, but I like overkill. Alright, on the cart today, I've almost got the brake system finished up. And then we've got a brake line run, which once I'm going to bleed the master cylinder first by taking this line off and sticking it in the reservoir so that I can stroke the master cylinder and get all of the air out of the master cylinder, and then we'll hook it back up, bleed the caliper. And I did the dual system in case we ever add front brakes. All we'll have to do is pull off of one of these and run up to the front brake system. So, but because I don't think it's going to take very much stroke of the master cylinder to move enough fluid to stop this thing, I'm going to keep moving this up so that the stroke is less for the pedal. And I want to have it where it's got a decent amount of pedal travel, so that we'll be able to kind of feel the brakes being applied instead of it just, you move the pedal 1/4 of an inch and it locks up. So by having some adjustability here for testing, I should be able to figure that out. And then whichever hole I end up using, I'll weld a washer around it, and then I'll just grind off the other pieces. So don't worry about it looks a little odd right now, but we'll get it all fixed, and it's got plenty of pedal stroke, which actually, let me show you. Find a bolt. All right, so in this one, you can see how much it strokes the master cylinder there, and then pop it down to this one. It strokes it a little further for the same amount of pedal travel. So I have a feeling it's going to even be a different hole up here, because like I said, I don't want it to lock the brakes up until it's very near the floor. I have a pretty good suspicion it'll stop way better than it did before. So we'll get this thing finished up. All right, so we're getting the golf cart back together. You can see how it looks with the roof off of it. And I've got one more I'm gonna add. Since this is the factory golf cart frame, what I want to do is do the same kind of deal where I do a threaded boss here, and then it's gonna have the same type of bar that comes down. And the reason I made this bolt on is so that those bolts can be taken loose and then the front end gets slid back on. And our brake system is all ready to go. I think I painted the pedal before we left last night, so we'll get that put on. It actually has some brakes now, which is good, and we'll do a test here in a little bit, showing you guys how much better it stops. All right, so one of the things we're doing on the golf cart that I mentioned earlier is reinforcing that front spindle where it broke. So as you can see here, we made a piece to reinforce the spindle, and it broke right through that hole on the last wheelie. So you may be seeing the golf cart again soon on Cleetus's channel. I have a feeling it's going to show up in some wild and crazy stuff he's got planned. So let's get this thing wrapped up so we can get it back out of here. So we're gonna do brake test now that we've finished all the brake stuff, and I'm actually getting ready to load up and head down to Cleetus to pick up another project, and also to do something else with it that'll probably already be released by the time this video's out. But let's get this done so we can get on the road. You guys can see where we added some extra tabs up higher here to triangulate the wheelie bars better. So if we do ever play around with the wheelie stuff, it won't be as bad. And then I made it where we can bolt some workout weights onto it, and it does wheelies so much easier than it used to before, which you'll probably get to see in a video with Cleetus here in a little bit. The brake system's all done, you saw that, and I'm gonna strap this thing down and get on the road. All right, everybody, so we're down here at
what they'll know now is the Freedom Factory.
Yeah, Freedom Factory. That's gonna be the name.
Your video will have to be after this now.
As long as I take the edit videos, it'll be a little while before I get this one done. But we brought the golf cart down. It's been fixed from your little adventure.
Little rollover incident.
Yep. So let's check her out. Walk around the corner here. I've got it unloaded already.
Okay. Let's see this real first. Full cage.
Yes.
Dude.
Hopefully a little safer than we used to be.
That is what it needed. I was always worried if I landed over and then went into the wall at the front of it that I would still get hit.
Yep.
Not anymore.
So
oh my God,
some of this stuff, like these are the old bent wheelie bars. We just cut out sections of it. So
no way.
See where we cut out the bent pieces.
So you were able to reuse that main piece, but not these?
Yep. Well, this is the original ends. But it bent mostly right in the middle.
Okay, so you just...
So I cut that out, re-sleeved it.
Really, reusing what you got.
Yeah.
These things seem a lot sturdier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you can lift that up. Yeah.
Dude, they're solid now.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and this piece comes out. Nice. So if you're going racing, you just zip that out, take these clamps loose, because you want the flex, like for if you're racing it.
The weight thing comes off?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So tried to make it, and like I said, this is another piece of the bent wheelie bars.
Damn.
And like reusing stuff we
did.
We did. So it actually has some brakes now, and that's kind of a good thing.
That's a sick little brake pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were texting me saying like they'll skid the tires now, right?
Yeah, it'll actually lock up the tires, and the throttle pedal is usable now.
Oh wow, that is much firmer.
Yeah, pop it out of gear
than before. Hold on.
Yep, still in gear.
I forgot,
it's all the way back, gets you to first, and then that little tiny bump forward.
Push me forward so
or just pull the clutch in.
All right, that should be neutral. Oh,
brakes are very nice. So I did a test at my shop from like 40 miles an hour to when it would stop, and it's like less than 25% of what it was before.
Dude, you got to focus up on your filming here. Put this in front of you so you remember it, because you're forgetting about it.
There you go. Tips from the expert.
I'm trying to help make his videos a little better. You gotta keep an eye on that thing. Dude, that's legit. So it's got a throttle stop, I feel.
Yes, throttle stop, and also it's more progressive on the throttle. So you actually have throttle control now instead of just
pretty much all of it
idle or wide open. So
it was a little tricky. I will admit, I had my struggles. So this feels so much better.
Yeah,
I feel a lot better about having the cage, on here.
Trying to keep you safe.
I like your GoPro mount you had.
Yeah, that was for the last shot of I did the test with the brakes literally before I loaded up and came down here.
So you actually used the tie-ins.
Yep, so these were original, and then
but those weren't very strong.
I decided to go ahead and tie down to right next to where we had done the other part of the cage.
So it has a real tie.
So now it's literally making a circle around you. So
unreal.
And you can unbolt it so that the front end can be taken off, because you need the front end to come off. Like say we ever do change the front suspension, or we want to change the shocks,
this is unreal.
Whatever we're gonna do.
So what do you do front end wise? Is there really any difference? I mean,
no, that's still, I just unbent it and then reinforced it, and then I did tighten up some of the bolts. Like I put new bolts in it, and
hardware and stuff.
Yeah, because the hardware was kind of sloppy where the pivot points were. So it's got new bolts, and you can kind of see the washers I welded around it because there was slop in that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I tightened those up a lot better. So
the detail of Kevin is way beyond what we do at our shop.
I don't like half doing things.
I know you
so
don't. That's why you're just great for this type of stuff. Dude, this is awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Can't wait to drive it. So you're gonna take it out there today
Yeah.
Do some laps in it for the video, and then maybe a little wheelie, and then a burnout later.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm gonna drag JH's
mud truck.
JH's mud truck around. Probably not, but
maybe. We'll see. It's possible. Dude, this is a beast now.
Yeah, it's
golly,
it's good fun.
One day we need to do an anti-roll bar.
Well, with it all being solid, that's all just in the tire.
Yeah, that's all tire. I guess it is an anti-roll bar.
So I mean, you know, now I feel like the core of the buggy is, or the core of the cart is good. And then if we want to, since I suck at filming.
Yes.
Okay. So eventually we'll, you know, maybe we do rear suspension on it, and we do front suspension on it and stuff like that. But now the driver compartment, let's say, is good and safe, and we shouldn't have to.
Let me see this wheel.
Do any changes.
Oh, look at that! It's not bent anymore.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, we fixed the axle too, because the axle was bent.
So, and you just can join on the end like we talked about.
Yeah, there was. So I cut it right here.
Okay.
And then I made a sleeve and a sleeve here, so there's a whole new axle piece inside of the old axle piece, and it's all welded together.
And all the other parts still kind of work.
Yeah, and it's not ideal. Like, the thing really is just for drag strip and wheelie. Like, that's what it is.
Drag strip, wheelie, cruise. I mean,
it's not
take it golfing on a Sunday.
Yeah, like for extreme use, it doesn't like bumpy surfaces. And
yeah. Well, thanks for getting it back up and working, because we do want to take it golfing.
Yeah.
And do some other fun stuff
awesome.
with it. So freaking awesome, dude. Yeah. Well, that's it, folks. All right, Kevin, we'll get out there and do some live action for the camera.
Yes.